The units are going to vary. I like to use units that don't cost a crazy amount of money. You're really going to need a slow, and you really need at least one nuke or a unit that just basically has super high DPS, or somebody that can boost their own DPS. We're using Sukuna for the range. You don't have to use him, but it just makes it a little bit easier. We're using Quincy King for his nuke. His nuke is fairly cheap to get 15 billion damage. I mean, you're only paying like less than 300k. And then we're using Giorno for the slow. And King of Heroes, he's for like the damage because he has Glorious and he doesn't have an AoE. The way that I set this up, I'm using 20% AoE. So this is going to be a nightmare difficulty for a solo. I'm having more success with these slots activated. So tanky, blitz. You could add regeneration if you want to, but regeneration can be annoying, so I just leave it off. We have bankrupt, weakened, deal breaker, right? And this is on nightmare, and we're still getting a good opportunity. We could still get these essence stones. We could still get the Ant King, Shadow General, and a Flame Mage, but let's get active. The first few waves, you kind of want to slow it down just a little bit, and you only just want to slow it down whenever you feel uncomfortable. So like as you do this over and over and over again, it'll be a lot easier, but you just want to make sure every 10 waves that you're ready to sell a unit. We're gonna keep the auto skip until wave 1. So what I do is I just let it skip through wave 1, and then I'll turn it off, and then I'll skip it myself. So once it skips here, I place Giorno down here in the middle, and then I'll let him go ahead and get a few kills, and then I'll place Gilgamesh right here. And normally we skip this for the farm, but I'm gonna place Gilgamesh right here, and then we should be able to get farm money here. If not, we'll just skip it. Sometimes the stuns come at a weird timing, and I don't think we're gonna get farm money here. Maybe we might. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so we'll skip that, and then we'll use the rest of the money on Gilgamesh. And now he's, you know, good enough to go through, I think, about a few waves, right? But once we get enough money, we're gonna place Quincy King right here. This is the placement that I like because, and I like to use Quincy King because he has a bleed effect. So, or what is this? Yeah, a bleed effect. So the bleed effect helps out a lot. This wave, I don't think we're gonna get farm money here. We might actually get farm money here. So we might just thug it out. And Gilgamesh, oh, I missed it because I'm over here chatting. But Gilgamesh is strong enough to do a lot of good work in the beginning, right? So we're on wave 4, and you can kind of just skip through as you get farm money. So as soon as you get farm money, skip. You want your farm to be as high as possible before you get to about wave 8 or 9. Sometimes you'll have to sell your farm, but you also want to have enough money to sell your farm and replace if you have to. So you don't want to hyper focus on damage. You kind of want to get enough damage to get stuff out of the way, but make sure your farm is maxed out as fast as possible. So we're going to get our farm maxed out on this wave right here. So we're going to max our farm. And now at this point, since our farm is maxed, we just want to focus on not spending too much money on everybody, but hoping that the ants kind of don't destroy our farm. So we're going to place Sukuna here, and then we're going to place Goku here. And we're just gonna upgrade sparingly, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna upgrade Gilgamesh probably to heavily changed, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna upgrade Giorno up into, I think Giorno's fine here. We don't have to do too much here. And here with Sukuna, we're gonna use his AoE up until, well, we should have just left it on AoE, but we accidentally used Call and Thunder, which is fine. Now we don't have to spend any more money here. We want to wait and see where the ant is going to, who is it going to try to destroy, right? And I try to place my units far so it's targeting Boku. All right, I can't see my layers, so I'm gonna go ahead and destroy these two right here. You want to just destroy them just in case, so you don't actually lose anything. So we'll replace them, and then I'm gonna place Goku right here so he'll be out of Giorno's range, I believe. Yeah, so now we're good. We can turn on auto skip, no worries. As long as our farm doesn't get deleted, we're actually fine. Now, same concept. As we're going through here, we don't want to spend too much money on any specific unit. We kind of want to spread everybody out evenly, but to a point where if we have to sell them, we'll be okay, right? So here, mini boss comes through. We have enough damage to kill the mini boss. You got to make sure you got enough damage to kill the mini boss, because the mini boss comes on wave 10, and I think it comes on wave 10, 15, and I believe 20 if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna upgrade Curse King at this point, and we're gonna stop here. We're not gonna spend a 300k to get his nuke. It's way too early because he could potentially be sold. Now we're gonna also upgrade Gilgamesh up to Heavenly Rain, and he can stay at Heavenly Rain for the most part of the raid and we'll be fine. Now it's time to get Goku some money. He doesn't cost a crazy amount of money. This is why I like to use him. I upgrade him until he can get his honed body. So once he gets his honed body, then which is his ability, then I go ahead and activate it so he can help with these bosses, because he basically makes himself stronger to do more damage with these bosses. So at this point we're chilling. Everything looks good. We're gonna get a what is it called? I forget what it's called, bro. But basically the Ant King is gonna try to take one away from one of our units at wave 20. So we're not gonna upgrade anymore. Once we kill that boss, we don't need to upgrade anymore. Everything else is gonna be pretty easy. I can't believe he's actually going this far, and he doesn't even have an upgrade. So hopefully we don't get our farm taken away from, or we don't get like too many crazy units taken away from. You want to kind of stay out of a unit's range, because if you stay in a unit's range, you might have to sell 2 units instead of just having to sell 1. So I try to spread them out at a decent spot. Okay, so idol has to be sold. So this is what I'm saying about our farm having to be sold. Our farm being sold is fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move our farm over here. We'll have one more chance to potentially sell our farm, but because we saved our money, boom, we don't lose, we don't miss a beat. You feel me? So if you save your bread, you don't miss a beat. So we're good on farm all the way up until wave 30, and now it's free, bro. All we're doing is just patiently waiting until I think a few mini bosses will spawn. So we'll have to just kind of gauge and see how the mini bosses spawn out and see if we have enough damage to destroy them. If not, I do like to upgrade everybody just a little bit. But since we have negative 20% AoE, I don't have any AoE units. That's huge. So all of my units are not AoE. The only unit that's AoE is Giorno, but you can see I haven't used Massive Tree Spout on him. This makes him AoE. I want him to stay in this, in his non-fully AoE mode. And this is 5.4 billion. I think we should be cool here, low key. Is he on auto? No, he's not on auto. What are we at? 2 billion. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so that's all you want to do, bro. You just want to make sure that you have enough damage to defeat these little mini bosses, because the mini bosses get stronger. That's why I don't use tanky, bro, because if I was using tanky, that mini boss would have 30 million HP, which means I would need to have a nuke or somebody who's doing crazy DPS, bro. And I don't think I have the craziest DPS units at this current time, mainly because they don't have good enchantments. If they had good enchantments, it'll be completely different. So with that being said, we're gonna keep Quincy King here. I'm gonna move him to about right here a little bit later, but we're just patiently waiting. So all right, another mini boss comes in, 5 billion. So this is kind of where I would go ahead and dabble with a 1x to kind of make a decision and say like, all right, what am I gonna do here? 3.3 billion. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade Quincy King. I'm gonna bring him up to his nuke just in case. I hope he doesn't get sold, but we didn't spend crazy bread on him, right? And he helps out, and we should be good with the mini bosses. So 1 billion health, that should be free. All right, everything straight. Bang. All right. So reason why I didn't upgrade Quincy King all the way max, just enough to get his nuke, because if he gets, like, we got the nuke in our back pocket just in case. So if we have to sell him, we could replace him. But if we use this 150, that's kind of a lot, bro. So we'll see how this pans out as far as what they're gonna do. I hope they do our farm again, bro. Farm again would be nice, because we don't really need the farm money. And anytime you get to that point where you have to sell something, I just put it on 1x, sell it real quick, and get it over with. So another mini boss that comes out with a lot of HP, 10 billion. See, if we had on tanky, that would be freaky, bro. Okay, so 1x, we'll go 1x, slow it down, sell him, right? So now we get to sell him, and we could replace him. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace him right here. And because we got the right movement, like we didn't have to sell anybody too crazy, we can max him out. Now the rest of the money can go into Sukuna. Now, if you don't have Sukuna, that's fine. You can put the rest of the money into somebody else who has like a solid damage. So then, what is it, 30? So we'll go here. We'll actually go here. And then I believe, who else? Did we not put somebody down? No, we put everybody down. I don't want this to be any higher than that. And what is his damage at? Okay, we're good. No worries. All right, boss is coming out soon. And we have 2 nukes. So we are pretty much good to go. We'll let everybody go through here, attack this. And then we'll use world cutting slash now. That's 15 billion. And then we have this nuke here, which is another 15 billion. We don't necessarily need it, but we'll just use it anyway, just to make it easier and get in and get out. Boom. And now we're done. And we get an Essence Stones A. We didn't get an S, but that's how you complete it, bro. It took us 9 minutes. I felt like I was going as fast, like my normal speed. Like I said, if you need to slow stuff down, just slow it down to make sense for you. You could turn off an auto skip for early waves until you get enough money. That's what I think is the smartest thing to do. Max out your farm, bro. The farm being maxed out is the most important thing. The units can swap out. You kind of want the best traits. And if you do have enchantments, you kind of want the best enchantments as possible. Gilgamesh was a huge difference when I got his glorious enchantment. Huge difference for this game mode. And also Quincy King is a good one too. Good luck out there.